So look, the mouse we're talking about today is a Lamzu Maya. We'll be going over who this shape is for, the pros and cons of this mouse, and overall which mouse is better between the Maya and the Atlantis Mini. Me personally, I already know what my decision is, but I will break it down and hopefully help you guys make a more informed decision on what mouse that you guys want to buy in the future. So let's get right into it. So look, bro, this is the Lamzu Maya. If you haven't seen it in my first impressions video, this is what the mouse look like. It's a very beautiful mouse. The aesthetics of it is very nice. I really enjoy this white and black. Definitely something that's simple, but just really pops out on my desk. And that's kind of the reason why I pulled out my polarity pad too, because that white and black with the contrast on the white and black pad with the textures just hit different. So I had to pull that pad out for this review, but it's a little crooked too on camera. But overall, like I said, this mouse in the first impression video, like I said, this mouse is just a really premium feeling mouse in hand and just a really universal shape that everybody can enjoy, but not everybody can use. That really don't make sense, but if you really think about it, it do, because in the sense of the way this symmetrical mouse is, I would say, or MB mouse, whatever the fuck you want to call this shit, you know what I'm saying? The way this mouse is, it's like if you fingertip, you can fingertip with it. If you claw grip, you can claw grip with it. If you palm grip, you can palm grip with it if you have small enough hands, because this is a smaller mouse. But for me, this mouse in hand feels closer to like a Starlight medium than a Starlight small. If I could just give it a good like size comparison, like I gotta show this mouse anyways. This is the Viper Mini. The Viper Mini feels more like a small mouse in hand compared to this mouse. In my opinion, this mouse feels just more like a medium mouse compared to the Viper Mini that feels more like a small mouse when using it. And I think that's just because overall that this mouse is like a little bit wider than the Viper Mini. It's like you can look just from like the way they're designed. The Maya isn't as curvy as the Viper Mini. You know what I'm saying? But they are very, very similar in shape. Just the main difference is though, if you look at the button height of the mouse, it's a little crooked, but yeah, if you look at the button height of the mouse, the Viper Mini has a way bigger button height than the Lamzu Maya, which, you know what I'm saying, is a benefit, because having a lower button height definitely make your aim more precise and just feel better in game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so just I wish I had the back piece for the Viper Mini, but as you can see, it's been through hell and back, so I can't really give you like a hump showcase to see how similar they are, but they're pretty similar for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If you just really use your imagination, or even elo shapes, they're pretty similar to each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but overall, the Lamzu Maya has a really premium coating. The coating actually feels 1-to-1 to the Mini Pro, not the Mini 4K. I think, in my opinion, the Mini 4K probably has the best Lamzu coating, and specifically the black Mini 4K has the best coating, because that chalkiness of that coating, the dry feeling, just feels really good for sweaty hands. And I'm not saying that neither of these coatings right here in my hand aren't good for sweaty hands, because they are, but it's just they're not as premium as the Mini 4K is. So if you was looking for like the code differences, I kind of just narrowed it down to just that the Maya coding is the Mini Pro coding pretty much. So yeah. Outside of that, if we're talking about in terms of performance, this mouse performs literally 1-to-1 to how the Atlantis Mini performs. It's 4K compatible. As you can see, I got the 4K dongle right here, and just overall, it just is a really, really top, like really good top performing mouse in my opinion. I will say though, if you have bigger hands, as far as like with grip styles and whatnot, if you have bigger hands, I did notice that I found myself being closer to off the edge of the mouse one and mouse two, which usually with smaller mouses I have that issue, because I like smaller mouses, but they're not necessarily built for my hand, you know what I'm saying? But with this mouse, it just really feel like that a lot of times when I was clicking, that if I had too much tension or too much pressure, and I wasn't death gripping or nothing, but it's just, you know, sometimes those tense situations, you kind of like clench up a little bit. It did feel like that the mouse was like lifting up from the back a little bit. So that is one thing I will say, be wary of, depending on your grip style and how you playing with the mouse, is that it's a possibility that, you know, you could be hanging off the mouse and just tilting the mouse up when you press the button, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, mouse performed really well. Like I said, I really enjoyed the side buttons in my first impression video. Just the side buttons, I just really enjoyed the heaviness of them. It's just when I punch them, it just feel like it just feel like a heavyweight punch type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feel really good to click. These are probably some of my best side buttons I've used on the mouse. Like these are probably just like my favorite side buttons. Like they're up there, you know what I'm saying, for sure. But yeah, love these side buttons. Very clicky, very responsive, and just I don't know. They just I really enjoy using them in game. Now, what I didn't enjoy in game was the mouse on the mouse too. And out of all the things I had an issue with this mouse, the click feeling is probably tied. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like 1A compared to like what 1B is type shit. It's tied for sure because the click feeling just doesn't feel as like fun to use compared to using this mouse. Let me cut it off real quick. Like using this mouse, you can probably hear it. It just sounds better. You hear the clicks in this one. It's just I don't know. Like hopefully the mic picked it up, but I don't know. Like it just sound like the clicks in this mouse sound more punchier. They feel more springier, and they just overall feel just more responsive and just better to use in game, especially when you aiming in game. They just feel just way better to use, way more fun to use compared to these. These just feel very flat, very dull, and I just didn't enjoy the click feeling that much. So if Lamzu decided to go back to the board and just see what they're gonna do different with this mouse, maybe adjust the tension on it, maybe you know, change like the position of where you got the switches or something. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how the technical side of things go with these mouses on the inside for real, but I do know that I did not enjoy the click feeling. Now, some people talked about the sponginess in the scroll wheel, and they were saying like you can feel like it's like hollow or like just really just like an empty feeling right here, and you probably can't tell on camera, but I really don't have that issue. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just a QC thing or something, but for me, I don't have that issue. It feels literally just how this mouse feels. I will say, for some reason though, with when I'm clicking the two, just for some reason, this one feels a lot lighter to click than this one. This one feels a lot more heavy to click compared to this one. Like definitely it's a noticeable difference, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but yeah, like overall scroll wheel is cool. Definitely a great scroll wheel in my opinion. So look, I always talk about button height and how important button height is, and just for me, the button height on this mouse, so the one thing I do wish that Lamzu did was pull the trigger on the button height. If you look at the button height, it's a little crooked. I can't hold something in my hand. You know what I'm saying? You look at the button height though, you can clearly tell that the button height on the Maya is higher compared to the Atlantis. And just overall for me, I did feel like when it came down to target switching and flicking, that I did that way better with the Atlantis Mini compared to the Lamzu Maya. Just because with the Maya having that slightly higher button height, it just made my aim feel a little bit more floaty and less locked in and less precise. And that's probably just a me thing because every mouse that I pretty much use and just find myself just liking, they have really low button heights. I just love really low button heights. And this mouse has a really low button height as well, but it's not as one of the lowest button heights I've used, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me personally, I would have enjoyed this mouse more if the button height was more similar to like a HTX or the Mini, the X2, or like maybe even close to like the OP1, things like that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go down the whole list of mouse, but yeah, if it was more like that, then I would have probably enjoyed this mouse even more, and it probably would have been my main mouse for real. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because when it come down to it, when I grip this mouse, whether if I go into a claw grip with it, whether if I go into a fingertip with it, whether if I want a palm, or whether if I do some kind of hybrid bullshit grip everybody do, this mouse covers it, and the sides are like really flat. And that's just the main thing, the main point I want to bring home with this mouse, is that the sides are like, compared to the Atlantis Mini, are not as curvy at all. You know what I'm saying? You can clearly tell that the Atlantis Mini is a very curvy mouse looking at it from the side. And you can look from the side with this mouse, you can tell it's very flat. So it's not as flat as like maybe like the X2, but it's definitely flatter, and it's a significant change from the Atlantis Mini. Now, I did find myself gravitating to the Atlantis Mini more just because I like that locked in feeling that I had, and just overall when I'm aiming, my flicking and target switching felt just way better. Even my tracking probably felt better. But this mouse isn't a bad mouse by any means. You know what I'm saying? This mouse is a really good mouse. Definitely a top shape on the market. Does it just really stand out from all the other mice on the market? No, because I mean, for the most part, this is a shape that is already out. Like for instance, the Viper Mini, the GPX, and so forth and so on. So You can find this kind of shape in a lot of different companies and just a lot of different mice. But will you find the benefits of Lamzu in those mice? Not really, you know what I'm saying? You won't find side buttons that feel this good on no GPX or even on a Viper mouse, you know what I'm saying? You won't find a scroll wheel that feels this nice, and you just won't overall find just stock skates that feel this good other than on a Razer mouse, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is a very well built mouse overall, a very fun mouse to use. And just if you claw grip, palm grip, fingertip, then you enjoy this mouse. I'm gonna put it to you in terms like this. If you enjoy the Viper Mini, or you enjoy the GPX Mini, or any egg-like shape or anything that's similar to that nature, then you will enjoy this shape, no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a friend that's coming from the Viper Mini, and he's maining this mouse now because I recommended it to him. And literally, this mouse has improved his aim by a lot. Like, yeah, he's looking like one of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I ain't saying that can happen to you, but all I'm saying is if you're looking for a new main mouse and you're tired of the Viper Mini being fucking trash and heavy and just needs to be updated, or if you don't want to pay $300 for the Viper Mini SE, or if you don't want to use Logitech's GPX2 that's literally the same as the regular Superlight, then I mean, this is a good alternative in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? So definitely can recommend that mouse for that. If you have more of an aggressive claw, if you enjoy being locked in more and just feeling more one-to-one to the pad and just feeling more, just overall more locked in with your aim, and you tend to have your hands up here type shit, you know what I'm saying? Then like you want to use this. The Atlantis Mini is by far the best shape for you, you know what I'm saying? Just easily, facts, no cap type shit, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? This is probably the best shape for you if you're an aggressive claw user. Aggressive claw doesn't feel nearly as good as it does on the Atlantis Mini. So, and then outside of that, just to break it down even more, you know what I'm saying? If you like flatter sides, get the Maya. If you like more curves, then get the Atlantis Mini as well, you know what I'm saying? So those are really like the main things, the main differences for me when it comes to these two mice. And overall, do I see myself using the Maya again in the future? Maybe down the road, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if it's like a version 2 come out or something like that. But right now, for me personally, this isn't something I'm gonna just be maining and just using and just gonna be on my desk 24/7. I definitely probably will use this more often than I will use this. So yeah. But hey, that's my opinion. You guys let me know in the comments what you think, and just overall, what's your experience being with the Lamzu Maya, and what you think about Lamzu as a company, because they got a lot of new mice coming up and I can't wait to try them out, especially that Tachi. It looks interesting, so I'm gonna see what it's talking about. But hey man, I did a lot of talking, so it's your boy Widgeon, and I'm out, man. Peace.